All right.
Mark, based on your karaoke.
Example 4 says, determine the explicit equation. So we've seen this terminology before, right? Explicit equation means that you just have x's, just the algebra on the right-hand side, no function notation. And we have f of g of x. So what does that mean? If we go back to our initial story, we would put something into the G machine first and then something into the F machine, because we deal with the G machine first. And if we want to find out what the explicit equation is, right, what does the G machine do? It says whatever you put in gets multiplied by 2 and then you add 7. And what does the F machine do? Whatever you put in gets squared, multiplied by 2, and then you add 1. So if we think about our machines like we did at the beginning when we had our story, this is what's happening. So if you plugged in a number, life is easy, because we've done numbers already. You plug in a 2, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 7 is 11, no problem. You plug in 11 into here, 11 squared is 121, times 2 is 242, plus 1, 243. Numbers are no problem. But what we want to find in an explicit equation when it's asking for f of g of x, it's saying, what happens when you throw in anything like x? What comes out of machine g? Well, 2x plus 7, because you threw in an x. The machine g takes whatever you throw in, right? I'll highlight whatever you throw in goes in there. It gets multiplied by 2 and plus 7. In f, whatever you throw in, which is the x, gets squared, gets multiplied by 2, and then adds 1. So what are we throwing in now? In green, we're throwing in a 2x plus 7. What does the F machine say it does? Whatever you throw in gets squared. Okay, so I have to take 2x plus 7 and square it. It gets multiplied by 2, okay, and then you have to add 1. And after simplifying this order of operations, so this will be 4x squared plus 28x plus 49 plus 1, and distribute the 2, 8x squared plus 56x plus 98 plus 1, which would be plus 99. 5xx? Mm-hmm. That's when the word 6 looks too much like the number x. Correct. That is just bad. No problem.
I forgot about that.
Mine's really bad.
Well, I'm like basically done mine.
Okay, like Caroline, I saw like 4 paragraphs. So it's fine.
Okay. So now this, you're not going to draw the boxes and the machines every time, but I think drawing the machines helps you see how it's working, right? You're plugging something in, something comes out. What is the notation and how does it look like when we're showing our work? So when I'm doing f of g of x, this is equal to f of, well, what happens when you plug an x into g of x? Out comes 2x plus 7. Yeah. Okay. All right, I'll fix that. 2x plus 7. And then if you plug a 2x plus 7 into f, well, the F machine says whatever you plug in, 2x plus 7 is what we plug in, it gets squared, it gets multiplied by 2, and then you add 1. Which we already simplified, so we'll just do it quickly here. 8x squared plus, take my time here, 6x, good, plus 99. a little bit more complicated when finding the explicit equation because now you're dealing with algebra, but the idea is the same. The way that a function works is like the machine. You put something into it and it does the same rule every single time. So let's do the next two just to get a better handle on everything. In B, we're finding g of f of x. Yes?
Ask you to find that, to actually solve it instead of doing the equation, would you just have the factor then?
Well, if it was solving, it would say for what value of x is f of g of x equal to 0. They have to tell you something on the other side of the equation in order to solve it. Because right now, what's still on the other side of the equation here? F of g of x. Can't be solved because there's not a number there. So g of f of x. Well, f of x says you square whatever you put in, multiply it by 2, and add 1. And g of x says whatever number you put in, so we're putting in 2x squared plus 1, it gets multiplied by 2, and then you add 7. So now we just have a little bit of simplification to do, so we'll get 4x squared, 2 plus 7 will be 4x squared plus 9. Now, both f of x and g of x in our equation had x in only one place, but sometimes you have functions that have x's in more than one place. So you would have to replace the x in both of the places with whatever you're plugging in. Part C, you have g of x. G of x is equal to 2x plus 7. And g again would say whatever you put in is 2 times that plus 7. So now you're putting in as 2x plus 7. 14 plus 7, 21. Questions for practice? 10 and 11.